It's iconic, it's campy, it's creepier than it is scary. It has a surprising amount of flutes and nudity. How y'all doing? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to episode 2 of Horror Month here on Down to Business Reviews. This week for Movie Club, we watched 1976's Carrie, directed by Brian DePalma and starring Sissy Spacek, Piper Laurie, Amy Irving, and Nancy Allen. Based on Stephen King's first published novel, Carrie is about a young girl who is tormented by her peers and abused by her whack job of a mother, so much so that she develops telekinetic powers. I think Trisha kind of gave us a freebie this week as far as horror movies go, but luckily this is a movie that I've always been meaning to see. As a film, it is so culturally referenced that you already know the story before you see the film. After doing some research on this, I found that Stephen King thought Carrie wasn't his best writing, and compared to many of his other stories, it's not. It's not even that well made of a film, but because of successes with movies like The Exorcist, Carrie really took off, and luckily for him, it launched him pretty much into novelist superstardom. Carrie has a lot of really familiar faces of actors before they really made it big, and that's interesting to see. This came out the year before Saturday Night Fever, so John Travolta was still a relatively unknown actor. He plays a douchebag, by the way. Sissy Spacek was also pretty unknown at the time, and there's also that actress that played Mr. Rooney's secretary in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's just interesting to see, the beginnings of so many careers. Carrie is weird and kind of unsettling, but I hesitate to call it a horror film, at least not like a scary horror film. That ending shot tricked me though, sneaky little jerks. I said it last week, jump scares are cheating. So let's talk about some likes and gripes. Starting with my likes. Cult films have a certain charm to them. This isn't a high-budget horror fest. There's really practical special effects, and you can really feel the age in the film. It's really low quality, but that's kind of charming. Sissy Spacek actually does a pretty good job of, zonking out into telekinesis mode. She's actually really pretty, but she's able to kind of, just contort her features into something really eerie. And maybe it's a theme in horror films, but good lord, that hair! That hair! That curly mop-headed chick is pretty hot. And now for some gripes. Cult films have their charms, yes, but this is also just kind of terribly made. That spinny shot in The Prom is borderline ludicrous. There are some special effects in this film that are indeed very special. 1. Snake fire hose. 2. Car flip. Whee! They just spun the frame. It looks absolutely ridiculous. The first 5 minutes of the film are so gratuitous that at first I kind of thought I'd made a mistake. This is Carrie, right? Just lilting flute music in a girl's locker room. Let your imagination go there. I know what sort of dark and creepy stories that Stephen King is capable of. This is not his strongest one, not by a long shot. If you'd like my opinion, please do yourself a favor and read his Dark Tower series. It is flat out amazing. Carrie has its special place in cult film history and was the launching pad for a lot of really big names in the entertainment industry. Does that make this a good movie? No. Does it make it worth watching? Meh. I'm glad that I finally saw it, but Carrie gets a C-. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked anything I was rambling on about, please leave a comment down below, like and subscribe if you really liked it. If you didn't know, I do these reviews for SourceFedNERD's Movie Club, which airs every Saturday. Please check that out and join us if you want to using their hashtag SFMC, some iteration of the movie we're watching. Be sure to check out Down to Business Reviews on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. That said, thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. This isn't a big budget horror fest. Horror fest.